All right, everybody out there in Radio Land, this is the Malarkey Hour, and I'm your host, Matt. And with me, my co-host, Mr. John. How's it going, sir?
Sup.
All right, let's get this episode started, John. All right, let's get this week started. We have a lot of stuff to talk about and very little time. We only have an hour.
We can go over, but let's not.
All right, let's start with sports next week, like always. You want the little NBA, John?
Just a little.
Just a little.
Sure.
Okay, so we are we're sort of winding down on the NBA season. We have about a month to go.
1 month.
1 month. We have the West still sort of in chaos when it comes to standings.
Mm-hmm.
We had Houston beat the Clippers, and that dropped the Clippers from 5th to 6th. Dallas from 6th to 7th. San Antonio leapfrogged everybody from 7th to 5th. Houston stayed at 4. Portland's still at number 3. Memphis at 2. And Golden State at number 1. And Oklahoma City still hanging on to playoff life at number 8 with a game ahead of New Orleans. So that's your West.
We'll see you next week.
All right. No, but it's you know, we've talked about this in the past weeks when we talked about the NBA. But yeah, it's coming down to where every week there's going to be changes in the West.
Coming down to where every game is important.
Yeah.
Like when San Antonio was up by 10 with 3 minutes left and loses.
Yeah, that was, you want to talk about? That was an exciting game. That was probably the game of the year. The Cleveland Cavaliers beat the San Antonio Spurs on Thursday night and during a national televised game. Kyrie Irving goes for 57, which is the highest point total for an individual this NBA season.
He's making circus shots out there, too.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Perfect from the line, perfect from 3. But seriously, yeah, that was as a Spurs fan, I still don't know whether I want to keep that on my DVR or delete it.
Just delete it. We need to move on, John. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else to really report on, other than it's just the standings. And the East is sort of set. The only real changes you're probably going to see is from like the 2 to maybe the 5. You have Cleveland at number 2, Toronto at number 3, Chicago at number 4, Washington number 5. They are separated by about 3 games. And that might get tight, but I think Cleveland's going to stay with that number 2 spot, and I think Toronto, Chicago, and Washington sort of going to duke it off in the next 3 seeds. And then Atlanta has the number 1 seed. Pretty much locked up.
Indiana lately? I mean, they lost, I think, today, right, or yesterday.
Yeah, but they're in number 7. They're in the playoffs without Paul George all season long, without anybody really. They lost their top 2 scorers from last year.
They had like a 9-game winning streak or something going on.
Yeah. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games, but their defense is keeping them in the playoff race. So
imagine if Paul George could come back for a little while.
Isn't that a rumor that he might be back for the playoffs?
Do they say?
Yeah.
Him and Rose is very possible.
Yeah. Rose, I think, is more possible than George. But we'll see.
Only time will tell.
Okay. So
shoot them up with whatever they got.
They don't do that, John.
I think they do.
I disagree, John. Okay. Let's move on to other sports, John. Let's do NFL. The NFL free agency period started on Tuesday, and it's been quite a week in the NFL free agency market. We had the Eagles trade everyone on their team, including the mascot.
Right.
Or at least it seemed like it. Let's sort of go through some of these.
Yeah.
Try to make sense of it.
It actually hurts my head There's so many names.
Okay, so we're not gonna go through all of them, but let's do some of them. Let's not. We'll save the Eagles for last because they did a lot. But let's start with the Super Bowl champs, the New England Patriots. They lost one of their key components in last year's defense. Darrelle Revis leaves and signs with his old team, the team that originally drafted him, the New York Jets. He signs with them in free agency. Well, essentially, the Patriots released him. They didn't pick up his player option, which was I think worth $24 million, something like that, for next year.
Go from Jets to like Tampa Bay back or to New England.
Back
to the Jets or something.
So
they got a Super Bowl ring. Now it's all about the money.
Well, he's always been about that's sort of the criticism people have thrown at him, that he's all about the money, that he's always chased the money, and I don't blame him. I
think when he was in he was in Tampa Bay, he even said it's like he'd rather be on a losing team making more money or something stupid that you shouldn't have said. Yeah, I
understand people get mad, but
no, you don't say it.
Yeah, but people get mad at him for chasing the money, but you don't realize the average NFL player, I think, plays about something like 3 to 4 years. I don't think people really realize that. They see some of the better players. Some of the players are luckier to not really get injured, play 10 plus seasons, but that's not the norm. So you take the money when you can.
NBA's even shorter a lot of times because these players just disappear.
Yeah,
they go to the D League.
Yeah, because there's less spots. I mean, the NFL is a little bit more. There's a lot more spots for players, but
yeah.
So Darrelle Revis originally got didn't get his player option. I mean, the team option picked up. The Patriots didn't want to pay him all that money.
Actually, there's just an update here that I want to say.
Go ahead.
Which isn't that bad because I am a Spurs fan.
Mm-hmm.
Manu Ginobili will miss 7 to 10 days.
That's it.
Yeah.
So
which the injury, if you are a Spurs fan, kind of scared a lot of people.
Breaking news. John with the breaking news.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. We're back to NFL.
Okay. So back to NFL. We have several other stuff. Let's see some other signings. We had Sue from the Detroit Lions. He entered free agency and he signed with the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, so the Miami Dolphins just became the dirtiest team in the NFL.
Last year, that was the big criticism, that they had a good defense, but they didn't have that force in the middle. Their defense sort of slipped in the second half of the season. So I'm guessing this is their way of trying to plug that hole, up with probably the best interior D lineman in the league.
Yeah. He hits hard.
Yeah. So, the Lions did have the number one rush defense last season. He was pretty much one of the main guys responsible for it, so.
He's got that special move that no one else has where he kicks you in the groin, in the face.
Always an accident. Always an accident, John. Okay, so let's see other signings. We got DeMarco Murray signing with the Eagles, John. Many signings of the Eagles. The Cowboys apparently didn't want to pay him the money he wanted, so DeMarco Murray walked. And then Cowboys went ahead and signed McFadden from the Oakland Raiders for a 2-year deal.
I still think it's safe to say the Eagles are still not as good as they were a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. No, I mean, right before we go into the Eagles, and we're going to talk about the Eagles because they made the most noise. We have one other one.
They play in a dome, right?
What?
Do the Eagles play in a dome?
No, I think they play outside.
They do?
Yeah.
Okay.
What were you going to say?
You said they make the most noise. Actually, I think the big winner was Seattle.
Why do you say that?
They picked up, what's his name, Graham, right?
Yeah, they traded for Jimmy Graham. Yes, they did.
Usually their receivers, I mean, they're kind of a bunch of no-names.
Yeah, and the tight end.
No one will expect this.
Their tight end position was pretty weak.
He is a tight end, but
it's pretty weak.
He's like a receiver.
He's like a receiver. Their tight end position was pretty weak. The tight end during the Super Bowl none of their tight ends got targeted the whole Super Bowl.
It's gonna make a difference.
It's gonna make a big difference. So yeah, but
Actually, I think they're the big winners.
You think so? Just because of that?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Who do you think's made a better trade?
I don't know. We'll talk about it until after we say all these. Another one. Frank Gore almost signed with the Eagles, John.
Mm-hmm.
Almost signed. It looked like he was right there, and at the last second he didn't, and he ended up signing with the Indianapolis Colts.
The only team I could say would, and this is be hypothetical, could be the big winner and trump the Seahawks. Would be if the Dallas Cowboys picked up somebody like Adrian Peterson.
Which, I don't know, may or may not happen. I don't know.
I'm saying I think that would be that would make them the big winner.
I know Jerry Jones has a big heart-on for Adrian Peterson. So
surprised he didn't write that check for Murray. I mean,
it's understandable. Murray carried it a lot last season. Was it 350 carries or 250? I forget.
It's a lot.
I read something like every running back that had as many carries as DeMarco Murray did last year always declined the next season. Always declined. Right. Historically. So,
but they pretty much threw him out the door.
I think their thinking is they have their offensive line. It's gonna make anybody look good. I think that's what their thinking is.
Yeah, but he's been there for I don't know a few years, right?
Yeah. They drafted him.
Even as a running back, I mean, not that I know, but like from what they talk about, on NFL TV, or
actual
whatever.
Athletes. Yeah.
You still have to. There's still stuff to learn.
Yeah.
It's not like you can just plug anybody in.
Yeah, but the argument is that with running backs now, you really don't need an elite running back.
Well, because it's a passing league.
It's a passing league.
Yeah, but you have to admit, Seattle, they wouldn't be where they are without Lynch.
Yeah, but it's because they don't have a passing game,
Yeah, well, I'm saying 2 Super Bowls in a row.
Yeah.
At least,
It's all those Skittles.
Yeah. Performance-enhancing Skittles.
Right? Okay.
In fact, I'm convinced that after that Kyrie Irving game, they need to test him for NBA Jam cheat codes. Because some of that shit was impossible. Yeah.
Okay, so let's
for those people that remember that game.
let's talk about the team that made the most noise this week, the Philadelphia Eagles. They started off by trading their top running back from the last few years, LaShawn McCoy, to the Bills.
The Eagles don't play in a dome because I remember snow games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what they do. I like how you bring that up.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it right now. Like, I remember a game a couple of years ago when you couldn't barely.
Last year they had a snow game. Yeah,
you couldn't even see what was going on. But anyway, they made the most noise.
Yeah, so they started off by trading LaShawn McCoy.
That was a big one. Did you?
Yes.
Everybody heard it, right?
Yes.
That crazy fan.
Which one?
I don't know. I might try to play it in a little later, but go ahead. What were you saying?
No. You can go ahead.
There was a guy that it went viral. It was like, an Eagles fan that just went berserk after LaShawn McCoy got traded.
Oh, really? Yeah, the Philadelphia fans are sort of crazy.
But it's funny. In fact, I found it already. Go ahead and play it. Viewer discretion advised.
Go ahead and play it.
Sorry. Yeah. Play the Jeopardy music.
What happened?
No, I got it. Yeah. Here we go.
Let me go to my soundboard.
What the fuck are you doing out there in Philly? What the fuck?
Viewer discretion advised.
You have to see this guy too.
What the fuck? Motherfucker, you better check your goddamn self, okay? You're fucking tripping, man. How the fuck do you release... No, I'm sorry, nigga. You didn't fucking release him, nigga. Let me stop fucking tripping. How the fuck do you trade LaShawn McCoy to the Buffalo fucking Bills for Kiko Alonso? Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't that motherfucker injured last season? You released Trent Cole. Okay, fine, nigga. I think it's stupid as fuck. Okay, fuck it. You trade LaShawn McCoy. Motherfucker, we don't even have a fucking running game now.
Wow.
Who the fuck is going to run the ball? Tell me that shit. Don't worry, I'll fucking wait. I'll wait.
You know what? I'm gonna play a little bit more of this because I have to. But what's funny is this man is sitting. He's making the YouTube video in the back. He's wearing an Eagles hat. In the background, it's nothing but Eagles banners and Eagles stuff all over the room. So that makes it funnier to me.
I'll wait. I'll wait, nigga. I'll wait.
He's got his hand on his face right now. He's just staring.
Shut your bitch ass the fuck up. What the fuck are we gonna do now? Oh shit, nigga, we better win the fucking Super Bowl this year, motherfucker, okay? Well, nigga, we better win that fucking shit. Oh my god, man, I'm starting to fucking regret. Oh shit. Nigga, I'm starting to fucking regret. Nigga, remember that video I made a while back? Give all the power to Chip Kelly? Holy shit, where the fuck's my knife at? I'm cutting my goddamn throat. I'm dying the fucking day, man. I can't deal with this fucking shit anymore, dude. I can't deal with this fucking shit anymore. I can't take this fucking shit. Okay? We are never gonna win a motherfucking thing in Philly. I can't take this fucking. Look at my.
He just threw his hat off. We can stop it there, but it's funny. This guy.
He can't really believe it.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
That's what everybody's reaction was. They're really passionate about LaShawn McCoy. So I mean a lot of people were angry. It's and I think the fact that they've got.
You guys have to Google it because it is funny, especially when you watch it. This guy's facial expressions actually make it funnier.
Okay, so they weren't done yet, John. They were not done yet. So now they don't have a running back, right? So we mentioned earlier that they signed DeMarco Murray, but that wasn't the last. That wasn't the last guy they signed. They have 3 running backs now. 3
for a team that doesn't run the football.
3. Because remember, they still have what's his name? I forget his name. The little small guy from the he used to be on the Saints.
Reggie Bush.
No, not Reggie Bush. The little small guy.
I don't know. Where didn't Reggie Bush just move to? Reggie
Bush got signed by the. I don't know who he got signed. He just recently signed with somebody else. No, they have 3 running. After the DeMarco Murray signing, they signed Ryan Matthews from the Chargers. And they have Darren Sproles.
Is that the one you're thinking of?
Darren Sproles.
Darren Sproles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Darren Sproles. So they have 3 running backs now for a team that we said.
Nothing to worry about because they have Mark Sanchez.
So and that's another thing. You want to talk about their quarterback situation? So the rumors have been
much. Where did Nick Foles go?
So there's a lot of rumors that they want to trade up to get Mariota.
Right.
Because he's an Oregon guy. Chip Kelly is a former Oregon coach. And they think that he's perfect for a system. So there's rumors that they wanted him. And what does Chip Kelly go and do? He trades his quarterback for another quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So Nick Foles,
in my opinion, for a worse quarterback.
Yeah. So
I was gonna say, there you go. Go ahead.
So they trade Nick Foles to the Rams for the Rams quarterback Sam Bradford.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not that Bradford's bad. It's just that, there was no problem with Nick Foles. He seemed to fit in that system okay.
Yeah.
Nick Foles once scored 7 touchdowns in a single game.
He did? Okay. So now the rumor is, they have Sam Bradford, a guy who's, people forget he was a really good quarterback in college at Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but he's been injured a lot in his NFL career.
That's also where DeMarco Murray went, right?
He's Oklahoma State.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Sam Bradford, he's not a bad quarterback, but he's always hurt, pretty much.
Okay.
So the rumor is that Philadelphia, some people are talking that Philadelphia got Sam Bradford as a trade chip. to move up in the draft
So
and try to get Marcus Mariota.
Chip's using him as a chip.
Yeah. So, according to Peter King,
Looks like a guy that likes chips.
Kelly really wanted to acquire the former number 1 overall pick because he genuinely likes him. That's his thing. He thinks that he's not lying. That Chip Kelly's been denying that he's using him as a trading bar.
Marcus Mariachi. Is he projected as 1?
Mariota, yeah, it's either Mariota. Probably Mariota's gonna be picked number 1.
Right. And number 2's
Jameis Winston.
who? Oh yeah, James, the one that steals the crab legs.
Yes.
Okay. Allegedly. Nah, he stole crab legs. He apologized for it.
Yeah. So there was that. Yeah, I mean it's ongoing, but you know what? I don't want to go through every trade and every signing because that could get boring. But the thing I want to talk about, there was all these. I mean, it seemed like, and we were talking about this before the show we started. That it seemed like this year was a lot crazier than usual, right? There's a lot of signings.
It seemed like a lot, right?
A
lot of big names.
Okay, so I think so the reason that might be that it seems like there's a lot of signings, especially the first week. Is that this is the first year that there was an agreement that NFL owners can start the NFL free agency a little earlier. And by that I mean, in the past...
They said they were breaking the rules anyway.
Okay, yeah, so this is what it is. Okay, so free agency was sort of established by the 1993 collective bargaining agreement. And ever since then, the rules have been pretty clear. You can't talk to any player that it's about to be free agent before that time period.
Even though they all do.
No, that's sort of the rule. Now this year they sort of loosened up the rules. They said you have 3 days before the free agency officially starts. You can start talking to them, but a deal cannot be discussed. So yeah, I know it sounds funny, but you can talk about.
And you like crab legs?
Yeah, essentially it's you could go and talk to them, but you cannot. Not even a verbal agreement saying you're gonna come here for 3 years, blah blah blah. That's out of a line. You can't do that. That's the rules. That's the rules they set up for this year. That 3 days before the free agency starts, you can talk to them, but you can't make even a non-formal hey, you come here, we'll give you this and that. You could just talk to them. Now the NFL is getting angry
all
at
the crab legs you can eat.
Yes, all the crab legs you can eat. So Tuesday was the official start of the free agency, and it seemed like a lot of teams, a lot of players were signing on that day. And you start thinking, how were they able to finalize all these deals that quickly on that day?
Because they broke the rules.
That's what people are saying. And the NFL is really, 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 really angry at their owners because they broke the rules.
Well, too late. What are they gonna do?
You should look at Sue's deal with the Miami Dolphins. He signs that the first day. It's $114 million deal. He's getting paid as much as quarterbacks now. A deal like that complex. He's guaranteed $60 million. It hit essentially that deal was already done before signing. Rumors of that deal hit the press the last weekend before free agency even started. So that's a lot of people are angry. There's a lot of shady stuff going on that they broke the rules.
Yeah, but it doesn't bother me that much because they all did it.
I know. So
it's not like it was just Belichick. It's like then we're talking about that again.
Yeah. So
they all did it.
So yeah, I think that's the reason this year more than any other year it seemed like there is a lot of activity going on, and just because they have a little bit more time to sort of get ready for it. So
right. I don't know what you can really do about it, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. What do you do? Like, and that's the thing. Like, people don't realize the NFL works for the owners. The owners are they're the bosses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They definitely have a lot of power.
Yes. So, crazy time in the NFL, and it's probably going to get even crazier because, this is just free agency. Can you imagine once we start getting closer to the draft?
Yeah. Everybody's going to be trading up. And we'll probably see some teams that probably didn't make the playoffs last year actually have a chance to make it to like a conference final game or something.
And doesn't it seem, I think I heard somebody on...
I want to see what the Jets can do.
We'll see. But, all this talk about free agency, it doesn't seem... I think I heard somebody on in Sports Talk or whatever talking about how it seems like the NFL, it's now a year-long sport. Like...
It's definitely the most popular sport.
No, but I mean, I'm talking about NFL activities year long now. The only time that the NFL really doesn't try to get in the news is during the NBA playoffs because they know they can't compete because the NBA playoffs is pretty popular. But other than that time period, we're talking about Super Bowl goes into February, then you got a little low in February. Now we got March. We're talking about free agency. Then we're gonna go in the low once the NBA playoffs come. But then right after the NBA playoffs stop, we got the NFL draft, and then we got
on ESPN. I think don't they have what is it like NFL 32 going on all year?
All year long, yeah. It's a year long.
Is it an hour long?
Yeah. The NFL never stops.
How do you have an hour's worth of NFL news
every
day
during the off season?
All year.
Yeah.
A lot of
the
money.
NFL is officially a year-long sport.
It's officially a non-profit global conglomerate.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. So I'm sure this is not the last time we're going to talk about the NFL during this off season.
Right.
Even before the draft, something's going to come up. That's just the nature of the NFL.
I think by default, you have to say the Cowboys are being favored to win that division, though. Right now.
We'll see what the Eagles do.
Let's see what happens with the Giants.
We'll see. Giants really haven't done anything.
Yeah, but he could have a bounce back year.
Maybe.
I say I mean Eli.
You don't believe in the Redskins?
No.
Okay, moving on. No faith in the Redskins, John. Okay.
Not right now.
Okay. So that's pretty much it for sports. Okay. Moving on. Yes. Moving on. Okay. Let's what do we want to talk about next? Let's do a little Hollywood news, John. Do a little Hollywood news?
Sure. I like to keep up with the Kardashians.
And we're going to keep up with the Kardashians. I do have a Kardashian story.
Do you really?
No, not really.
Oh.
Messing with you.
Is Bruce Jenner still a man?
I don't think so. Okay, John. So let's start. Unfortunately, we got to start with a little bit of sad news.
Somebody died.
We have 2 deaths. The first one I want to talk about is
Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin died.
Actually, I have no idea.
About 40 years ago.
I don't know anybody died.
Okay, so we have Wendell Dwayne Middlebrooks Jr., age 36, died in Los Angeles, California. And for people who don't know who that is...
Give me his name again. I got to Google it.
For people who don't know who that is, Wendell Dwayne Middlebrooks Jr., he was the Miller High Life guy. For people who may not be familiar, he was the star of a series of very popular beer commercials by Miller High Life. He was the Miller High Life guy. He was the beer delivery guy who
okay. Yeah.
Who delivered beer and was so happy about it.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah. Little known fact, John, he wasn't really a beer delivery guy. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah. Apparently he died this week. Apparently he died from a blood clot.
Everybody's dying from blood clots.
Black Hunter series. So he was 36 years old. He died in his San Fernando Valley home on Monday.
He made 3 movies.
He made 3. Yeah, it was getting work.
4 movies, but the last one I never heard of. But
I'm sure everybody
he
remembers.
was in Adam Carolla's Road Hard, which actually is the new one that I heard was okay.
Yeah,
it's the one he did. Didn't they do more like crowdfunding for that?
I think so. But he was well liked. I mean, everybody liked those commercials. I mean,
they haven't shown him in a long time.
It's been a while, yeah.
You're like, that's because he's dead, John. No, I'm just saying, like, they haven't shown him in a long time. But yeah, I remember this guy.
Yeah. So, Wendell, I'm pouring a Miller High Life right now on the floor in your honor.
You got a Coors.
Shh. They don't know that. The other big death this week, John, and I'm sure this hits me and you close. Samuel Michael Simon passed away. And if you don't recognize the name, he is one of 3 credited co-creators of The Simpsons.
Oh, is he up there with when they show the 3 names?
Yeah, he's along with Matt Groening and James L. Brooks. He is one of the co-creators of The Simpsons, and he died this past week at the age of 59 in California. He had cancer. Actually, they did a story about him not too long ago. I think in Vanity Fair, talking about his cancer, and he was diagnosed with terminal colorectal cancer in 2012. And was given only 3 to 6 months to live. Obviously, he outlived that diagnosis, and he died in his home. He bequeathed his this is the word they use, bequeathed his $100 million estate to various charities, which he actively supported during his lifetime. So
that's nice.
Yeah. So apparently a lot of people said he was a very nice man. He sort of disappeared. He co-created The Simpsons, and he sort of disappeared away from that. He hasn't really been associated with them for a while.
Pretty sure he's still got some nice checks.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to downplay it. I'm just saying,
Yeah, and apparently, there's a little controversy even after his death. Apparently, he was a good friend of Pamela Anderson, and the family of Sam Simon banned her from attending his private funeral.
That's odd.
Yeah. Apparently, he gave Pamela Anderson.
Did they do the hoobity doobity together?
I don't know. I'm reading the story from here. It says apparently he gave Pamela Anderson a $800,000 ring shortly before
Jesus Christ.
He died. Well, he had $100 million. $100 million estate. Before he died, apparently, I don't know if you know this.
How pissed would you be to just lose that ring? Even as a guy.
I know, that's a lot.
Has anyone seen my ring?
Yeah. Is it important? Yeah, it's worth a good amount of change. No, apparently, I don't know, a lot of people know this, but Pamela Anderson is a big animal activist. And apparently Sam Simon was too, so I think that's how they, they connected. And
yeah,
I guess that's how they became friends. But yeah, apparently his family did not want her. They felt that the actress took advantage of him in his weakened state, and she should not have accepted that $800,000 ring.
Could have given it to me. Could have bequeathed it to me.
So that was the controversy out there. So yeah, Sam Simon, co-creator of probably one of the greatest shows ever.
Yeah, actually, I watched the grimy one earlier.
It's so great
on my DVR. Anyway,
so I'm pouring out a Miller High Life for Sam Simon.
Again, he's drinking Coors.
Okay, John. So I know it's sort of a downer. Let's move on from these downer news, and let's talk about something a little bit more exciting.
Why do we have to whisper?
Okay, let's do a little trailer.
Okay.
We have 2 this week. You want the funny one or the not funny one first?
Let's go funny.
Okay, let's do funny. Okay, so did you know that Adam Sandler had a movie come out this weekend?
Who cares?
Apparently nobody cares because I didn't even heard of this, but we're going to watch the trailer anyway. I thought it'd be funny to watch the trailer even though this movie came out Friday.
You know what? I remember... Nah, play it anyway, though. I remember seeing this trailer, but I want to see it again. It was a long time ago. Can't remember anything about it, though.
How was work?
Work was same as every other day. 10.5. Got some big feet there, kid.
I'm big boned.
Yo, shoe man, come on, let's go, man. Time is money.
I need these fixed, shoe man, and I need them tonight.
Close at 6.
Close when I get my shoes. Just playing with you, shoe man. See you at 6.
Are you kidding me? $10.5.
It's the Stitcher.
I could be anybody I want.
My boyfriend wanted me to drop these off.
And you off.
Thank you.
That's creepy.
Yeah?
Come here.
He becomes whoever shoes they are.
You're kidding me.
Shop's closed half the time, acting all crazy. I know where this is going. I've seen it before.
You have not seen this before. Trust me.
Hi.
Can I help you?
We're trying to stop real estate developers from forcing the regular people out.
If you don't walk out of here right now, I am going to burn this whole place to the ground.
We need people like you to get involved, Max. How did you hear all of this?
Look, I have a special ability to see stuff I shouldn't. What the? Hey.
It's a privilege to walk in another man's shoes, but it's also a responsibility. You are a guardian of souls. You are the cobbler.
You mister, you okay?
Don't eat me! Please don't eat me! I'm not gonna eat you!
Barrel laugh, John.
There goes Adam Sandler.
Okay, so the Cobbler, John, came out this it's came out this Friday.
After I was going,
What?
that was the funny one?
Yeah, that was the funny one. It's considered
Jesus
a comedy.
Christ, what are you gonna show me?
It says Adam Sandler comedy. I mean, what are we going to do?
I think they've been saying that for the last 10 years and lying to us.
Okay, so we got the Cobbler came out this weekend.
It's no Billy Madison.
Let's go to the other one. This one probably has a little more prestige. It's called Tomorrowland. It's a new Brad Bird movie starring Mr. George Clooney. Let's watch.
Clooney. I don't respect him anymore since he got married.
Bastard. How dare he?
He better be cheating on his wife.
Oh, yeah, he better be cheating like constantly.
With every second that ticks by, the future is running out.
Newton?
See, this is funny. I'm just kidding.
It's not mine.
What's not yours?
The pen. I've never...
Oh, shit.
What if there was a place,
Dad, I just need you to look at this. Does it look weird?
a secret place, where nothing was impossible?
You're not seeing this?
Casey, stop it!
Go away! Did you see the dog?
Cool. I want you to take me there.
Take you where?
Where'd you get this? Who are you, kid?
One of
you
his
saw
illegitimate
was a place
children.
where the best and the brightest people in the world came together to actually change it. We've been looking for someone like you for a very long time.
Why? Did something happen over there? Something bad?
Mr. House.
Yeah, I was just saying, Hugh Laurie.
Come on! Get in!
How is this a good idea?
There's one way in. They know we're coming, so follow me.
All the people, why me?
He thinks you can fix the future.
Hang on!
You wanted to see Tomorrowland. Here it comes.
So we have, as the new Brad Bird movie. He's director of The Incredibles, Iron Giant, Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol, Ratatouille.
Ratatouille.
This is his first live action. No, actually, second live action. Sorry, because
It's all right.
So it looks pretty good. You got Clooney.
Looks like a fun-filled ride for the whole family.
Nice summer movie. So you got Clooney. Married Clooney. This is his first movie released, as a married man.
And it's a Disney movie.
It's a Disney movie. Oh, they're starting already, John.
She's already gotten to him.
Oh, God. She's already gotten into him. Okay. So, those are the trailers. Before, one last topic. The big thing going on this week, for people who are from our part of the world, and it's a pretty big deal, even if you're not from where we're from. There's a little
Earth.
There's a little festival that likes to happen around this time. It's a music, film, and now interactive conference festival held in Austin, Texas, called South by Southwest.
Right.
It is happens around March this time of the year. Maybe
It's been getting bigger every year,
and it's been getting bigger and bigger. It started off as just a music festival, and then it expanded to movies, and now it's a lot technology stuff, and a lot of people are going. I mean, it's a big thing. So I'll talk about a little bit. I mean, this is the first weekend.
You know how much the full pass is?
It's a lot.
It's like $1,700 for the full access to the three categories.
And the thing is that you're not going to be able to hit everything. I mean, there's so much going on.
There's like 20 things going on every hour.
We've been to Austin during South by Southwest, and it's crazy how.
In fact, I had checked out hotel room prices out of curiosity, and
how much are they?
I think the cheapest, and you're like 40 minutes outside.
Austin?
And it was still like 200 something.
Yeah.
For like
there's some people who will
crappy room.
There's some people who will stay in San Antonio, which is about an hour away.
Yeah.
Because they can't find anything.
Yeah. Which isn't. I mean, it's not that far.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about it. One topic of interest that caught my eye, and I'm sure you'd be interested in, since he's sort of your hero. Rand Paul, a possible presidential candidate, was at South by Southwest.
Still surprised he hasn't announced that he's running.
Okay, so he was there, and they asked him about that. And according to reports, these are some of the questions. So anything that could keep Senator Rand Paul out of the presidential, he answered, my wife. He says it's a work in progress. Voters that Rand Paul is aiming to attract are part of the leave me alone crowd, he says. Tech savvy, want government out of their lives.
Right.
Apparently this brought applause for Senator Rand Paul, who says he'll be the only candidate who thinks the NSA program on bulk collection of data should be shut down.
Right.
Another said so far, Rand Paul has name dropped one person repeatedly. Edward Snowden. South by Southwest talk, very focused on privacy and young voters.
Right.
On Ferguson, Eric Garner, Senator Rand Paul doesn't blame police. He blames politicians and policy. the South by Southwest crowd less enamored with that one.
For militarizing local police forces, maybe?
And
sorry, you're trying to get me riled up.
And one of the things that got talked about, he takes a swipe at Hillary Clinton,
which he does about once a week.
He goes, "My advice for anybody who wins is don't use her private email server." He goes on to say, "Clintons think they are."
About to get me off topic.
Let me finish real quick. Okay, and just continuing with the Clinton. He says Clintons think they are somehow above the law. He says Hillary's arrogance and hypocrisy will be hard to overcome. And then finally on Iran, Rand Paul said he is open to a deal, but signed a number 47 letter to send Obama a message that he needs to work with Congress. And that's referencing apparently a bunch of Republicans signed this letter saying that, telling Iran that if they sign it, once they take over, it's not going to be good. That they're wasting their time signing any agreements with the United States. So,
right.
And then asked about the 2016 to run in 2016. He says he's going to make a decision in the next few weeks. So we should know in the next few weeks whether he runs.
He's running.
Whether he runs or not. Apparently, it's up to his wife. So, what do you think, John? So, I know that you're Senator Rand Paul is one of your guys. You like him as a he's one of your favorite politicians.
I like him because he's different.
What do you think about some of his responses and some of his things?
They sound exactly like what he would say and should say.
Yeah, he's pretty consistent with his views.
Small government, shrink. I don't like to say shrink the military, shrink the complex. Let's back off the NSA a lot, and let's end the drug war. Let's audit the people that make our fiat currency, or let's look into that.
Yeah,
I like all these what people consider crazy ideas because I don't think we're getting anything new on either side here. Even though he has to be a Republican on paper, but
right.
But
he's a little bit more than.
But I mean, even I used to say independent. I have to start calling myself a libertarian. That's the closest that I would get to even identifying with any party.
Right.
So yeah, makes sense. He's gonna get the young vote.
Yes, a lot of his stuff that he stands for is the stuff that a lot of young voters are passionate about: privacy,
and not. I don't want to word this wrongly. If they're educated, he'll get the minority vote too. But he will get the young vote. He'll get a big chunk of the minority vote.
Right.
It'll be interesting. We'll see what happens.
Right.
So, yeah. Like Hillary Clinton deleted 31,000 emails and then said she had nothing to hide. Said, you can look at all the rest. I think it was closer to 32,000 emails she deleted first, but we won't talk about that.
The Clintons are always sort of involved in these controversies that, on the surface, shouldn't matter. Who cares what email she used? But then they go and they trip themselves by lying, and it makes it worse. If they just said, okay, I fucked up. I used my prior email in the story.
You should said you can read all my emails after I delete 32,000.
Yeah, I mean that's. I mean they're always that's where they're always tripping themselves up over stuff like that. It shouldn't be a big deal, but the Clintons, John. You know how they are.
Yeah.
They can't help themselves. And
the Clintons and the Bushes love living in the White House,
and she'll probably end up winning because the rule is we gotta have a Clinton or a Bush in the White House.
Right.
We'll throw in an Obama, but we gotta have a Clinton or a Bush constantly in the White House. So.
Seems that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Who said monarchies are dead, John?
I may consider voting for Frank Underwood.
John's House of Cards reference. Okay, let's move on. South by Southwest. There's a lot of stuff you can't really talk about because it's the first weekend. More stuff's during the week is usually when you get a lot more interesting stuff. Maybe we'll talk about it next week once we find out a little bit more, especially some of the technology stuff. So yeah, so maybe maybe you'll hear a little bit more next week. So let's.
I think Mark Cuban was there. They had a.
Yeah. I mean, it's technology wise, it's huge. You know.
Wasn't Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart there too, or
probably promoting their movie? Yeah.
There's a lot of people there. Jimmy Kimmel's doing his show from there all week.
Yeah, that
this week.
Yeah. Doesn't he do that almost every year?
Yeah, I know he did it last year, but
right.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving on, John. All right, let's start winding it down, and let's do our last segment, the highlights of most weeks. It is time for our box office weekend results. It's a game that we play every week, where John tries to guess the top 5 movies of the weekend. I will give them to him in alphabetical order, and it's his job to put them from number 1 to number 5.
Really?
Number 5.
Really?
In alphabetical order.
Really?
Yes, sir. I don't know how clear I can get for people who have listened or haven't listened.
Could somebody misfile something? What could be easier? It's all alphabetical. You just put it in the right file according to alphabetical order. You know, A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Do it.
Okay, John. Let's first let me tell you the 2 big new movies that came out this weekend. We had Cinderella, the live action version of Cinderella, and we had Run All Night, the Liam Neeson, Ed Harris, badasses.
Saw it today.
Movie. Those are the new movies. Okay, so let's do top 5. Alphabetical order. First was, just because it starts with a C, Chappie was in the top 5. The second week out, it's still in the top 5. Number 2, Cinderella's first week out and made the top 5.
Gotcha.
And the third one, Focus. Third week out, still strong and in the top 5. Then we got Kingsman, the Secret Service, is 5th week out, still going strong. And last but not least, we got Run All Night in the first week, made the top 5. So, John, now it is your job, as it is every week when we play this game, to try to guess. What do you think was number 1, John? You know, it's an interesting week. What do you think was number 1? John thinks really hard. John takes it seriously. He has his paper out. He crunches the numbers. John's a very big numbers guy.
I like crunches.
So, John, what was number 1 this week?
Cinderella.
And you're all right. See, that's why you're so good at this game. That's why I can't play it.
I heard it on I heard on TV that it was doing like crazy numbers. That's why.
And John's a big cheater.
I wasn't looking for it. They were just saying like.
I know. Okay, so how much do you think it did?
They didn't give a number, but they made it seem like it was a lot.
Okay.
Like a lot.
John, you know you're supposed to stop watching TV on the weekend, so that this doesn't happen.
I like walked by the TV and heard it, and like Cinderella. It is 61 million.
Close. 70,053,000.
Nice.
First week out. Okay, number 2.
Run All Night.
Oh, you are right again. How much you think it made?
A lot less.
Okay. Yeah. Somehow this R-rated movie doesn't seem like it's gonna make a lot of money.
It's rated R.
It has Liam
There's
Neeson.
a lot of spring break going on, so you don't take the kids to see it.
That's right. Yeah, probably a lot of people who go see a kind of movie like this are partying up in some beach or another, getting drunk and making bad decisions.
So if you kind of total up this, you think of the discretionary money goes to Cinderella, so it can't be spent on the other movie because most people won't see 2 movies, especially with
Why not?
kids.
I do.
Yeah, because you're a fucking weirdo.
Come on, Joel. How much you think it made?
23 million.
Made 11,015,000.
Really?
Yeah. See, you know the reason you're that off? Because you're just mean to me right now. That's what happened.
That's low.
Yeah, that's very low. Okay.
It was a good movie.
You liked it?
Yeah, I liked it.
Well, you should have told more people. Maybe it would have made more money. All right, number 3, John. What do you think? Who do you think came in at number 3?
Last week we had Kingsman.
Boom! Right on, man. Right on. It was a number 4 last week, so that's pretty incredible that you would think that it would go up. How much do you think it made?
I don't remember what it was at last week.
It's been out 5 weeks, so
yeah. Because that's why I was like, last week it was still up there.
Obviously, it's less than 11,015,000.
Chappie's the newest one after that. Okay. 10.2.
It made 6.2.
Nice. After that, Focus
at number 4. It was a number 2 movie last week. It's a number 4.
6.
How much do you think it made?
An even 6.
It made 5,805,000.
Okay, Chappie. Let's just put it at...
How much do you think Chappie? Yeah, obviously Chappie. It was the number... what a drop. Its second week out, it was number 1 last week, John. It dropped all the way to number 5. How much do you think it made?
5.1.
5.8. That's your top 5. Okay, just to run out the top 10. The second best exotic Marigold Hotel in the second week out drops from number 3 last week to number 6 with 5.7. We got the SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of the Water, the sequel to the first SpongeBob movie, at number 7 with 4.1. We got McFarlane USA at number 8 with 3.692. We got American Sniper 12 weeks out, still in the top 10 at number 9. It made additional 2,930,000. It has made 341,500,000.
Kingsman finished in front of Focus last week, right?
It did. It was number 4.
But
Focus was
finished,
number 2.
It finished in front, right?
No, it was number 4.
They did switch?
Yeah, they did switch.
That was an accident then.
I was like, you weren't here. Nice.
I just remembered wrong and I got it right.
Nice. And the Duff at number 10 to round out the top 10 with 2.9 million. He has made 30,317,000 so far. So
I just kept thinking Kingsman wasn't it? They're both rated R?
Kingsman and Run All Night.
And Focus?
Focus is PG-13. Actually, no, Run All Night's PG-13.
It was?
I think it is.
No, I don't know about that. Really?
I'm totally wrong. Sorry.
I was like, I saw some stuff today, man. I saw some things.
Focus is R too. Oh wow, I'm surprised. So yeah, Run All Night, Kingsman, and Focus they're all R.
3 R-rated movies in the top 5?
Yeah, I think Chappie's R too.
Wow. 4 out of 5.
Yeah, Cinderella's the only non-R-rated movie. Shit, Cinderella's R. Nah, just
shut up.
PG.
Right? What is it, like NC-17?
If you enjoyed 50 Shades of Grey, you enjoy Cinderella.
That's funny. Actually, yeah, I got that right by accident though. I mean, I'm good. I'm really, really good.
Yeah, it's very rare that you get a week. Sometimes you've been like maybe off like 1, 2, maybe 3 weeks, like in terms of the order, but you get the order pretty much right.
Usually close.
Yeah.
But
I
can't believe that Run All Night only made 11. That's pretty bad.
You should have talked about it more, John. You didn't talk about it enough.
All right.
Okay. So, before we start really winding it up, let's talk about something that's going to happen this week. It's a very important holiday to a lot of people out there. I know we have a lot of listeners who celebrate this holiday. St. Patrick's Day is on Tuesday, John. You ready for it?
Sure.
For all our Irish listeners, I'm sure you're going to be partying up on Tuesday. All we ask is for
I know we're pretty popular in Ireland.
We're like in the top 200
right
podcast in Ireland.
Right.
Yeah. I mean it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Our Irish listeners are really was keeping us afloat. Otherwise, we'd be in the red every year. If it wasn't for our Irish listeners. So, because of that, St. Paddy's Day, celebrated safely, responsibly, but have fun. You know, that's the most important thing. And
remember to wear green.
Wear green because you'll get pinched. Isn't that the rule?
I think you get kicked in the testicles.
Is that what it is?
They changed the rules.
They changed the rules. So you gotta wear green.
Actually, I changed the rules.
So you gotta wear green. I don't have a lot of green stuff. I'm wearing green right now, but I think it's one of my few shirts that has green on it.
I wear a green suit just to make sure everybody's...
So you dress like a leprechaun on... You put on a top hat.
No, that's ridiculous. Just the green suit.
Just the green suit. Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, excuse me. That would be ridiculous. Sorry.
No.
I was thinking. So St. Paddy's Day, with that, we're going to regale you with our favorite St. Paddy's Day stories from period St. Paddy's Day. John, you go first. Not just
I
remember that one time you drank.
I completely blacked out.
Yeah, remember that one time you drank so much green beer that you blacked out?
No, I don't remember it because I blacked out.
There you go. Dun-dun-dun. Okay. So yeah. So St. Paddy's Day is gonna come up. Be safe, have fun. It's a fun holiday, but be responsible. There's gonna be a lot of drinking. If you're gonna be drinking, get a designated driver or call a cab, call a limousine, call a helicopter. Just don't get behind the wheel. That's all we ask.
Right. I'm drinking anybody that comes up to me. Right.
I've seen you before. You're the asshole on TV.
Okay.
And say that to everybody when I'm drinking.
Okay. But before we leave, I want to take this time again to tell y'all to please subscribe. If you like this podcast and you want to keep listening to other podcasts and know when we have new episodes coming up, hit that subscribe button and boom, you will be informed. You'll be the first informed when
You're missing out on free t-shirts.
And we're missing, you know what? Our next 10 subscribers get a free t-shirt. Boom. I just put it out there.
You put it out there.
We got fancy new t-shirts. Our next 10 subscribers.
And if you have a condition like
my nipples are very sensitive.
These t-shirts are they're extra soft.
They don't aggravate the nipple.
They
at all.
don't. They don't.
No.
We made sure because we know a lot of our listeners have that problem, and we don't want to aggravate that condition. So hit that subscribe button. And I know I say that every week, and you think like, oh, I'm doing them a favor. I think you'd be doing yourself a favor.
Right.
Yeah. So hit it. And with that,
you always learn something new.
Yes, and before we go,
we'll leave you some sound advice.
Yes.
You should not drink and bake.
And this is especially important this week with St. Paddy's Day. Have a safe and fun time, kids. For all the kids who are on spring break this next week, because spring break is still going on, have fun. Live it up, because you're only in your 20s for 10 years, and then...
And if you couldn't do the math, you probably should spend your spring break studying.
Yes. So with that, we leave you for another week. We will see you next week with another Malarkey-filled hour. Bye-bye.